young ladies, have you finished cleaning the dishes and cooking supper? Is your free time making you salty? Well, let's not be salty. You're a girl, and girls are most pleasant when they smile. Here's an activity to keep you busy. Now get playing. We don't want you to be a social deviant now, do we? Of course not. You must stay pretty. Oh golly gee.
Growing up, I'm sure many of us were told, in my days, things were so good, I never had to throw them in the trash. I just kept them forever, ever, and that's why my whole house smells like an antique shop. And so, because of these words, I was able to explore craft kits from the 1940s and 1950s, a doll kit, and a metal working kit. Following these videos, so many of you grains asked me to continue looking for craft kits from the 80s. Do you really have to steal my show? Burp. I'm talking to you. Bring your butt over here. Bring it. And I actually did buy quite a few from the 80s and 90s, but we're only going to be able to explore these in another video. But you done? He's not done. He's a lying burb who never keeps his word, right? Don't trust the burb. Never, never trust the burb. Ever. You done? And so in today's video, I spent a little bit of monies to bring you grains a new toy. This one here promises to be from the 1950s. I haven't opened it yet. I've left it in its original bubble wrap. No, go ahead. Like, go ahead. Take the whole show. It's yours. Go for it. As I was saying, now Burb got it out of his system. He was able to host the show for just a little bit. Next thing you know, SaltEcrafter's probably going to want to host her own show. The answer is nah. I'm in control today. And so I've left it in the bubble wrap after removing it from the box to make sure that it was actually delivered by the seller. And so let's see what we get inside. Oh no, oh no. Oh, that smells like the worst musty basement ever. Oh no. Oh no. Is that a spider? No. Oh, I'm gonna throw this outside right away. And even though it smells absolutely gross, this is not gonna end today. I am really excited about this kit. It is called Wonder Pen Airflow Electric Wood Burning Outfit. I don't know why it's called an outfit. Maybe that's what kits were called in the 1950s. I don't know. I was definitely not born then. My parents weren't even born then. But I'm pretty excited to check it out, especially that for the 1950s, the box shows both a boy using the kit, and on the other side, we see a girl using the kit, which you wouldn't think in the 1950s girls would technically be allowed to do manual, like, wood burning labor. Again, I'm not a child of the 50s. By the way, for those of you who are new here and haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Make sure that you click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and then make sure that you select all notifications. Otherwise, it's just going to put you on personalized or occasional. And if you don't do it, I'll wave a sharp pointy thing at you. See this? Alright, moment of truth. I am really excited to give this a look because on the description it says, this kit and box is in great shape. The kit is complete except the instructions are missing. Hopefully everything else is in there so that we can find the actual date, and then maybe we can search online if there's instructions. It really does smell though. It smells so bad. And ooh, oh, that is so interesting. I'm not gonna throw this. This is like, you do not abuse old products because they're vintage. It even has a barcode in there. It smells so old. So old. All right, so, oh no. Oh no. This is rusted. So as you can see, the kit does seem pretty complete, and yes, the instructions are missing. I definitely see that this kit is old just because of the images that they chose to use and the little titles that they chose to go with it. Actually, something really interesting about this kit is Chief Rain in the Face was a war chief of the Lakota tribe in Native America. He was one of the leaders that won in the Battle of Little Big Horn in 1876, which to me is a huge surprise, and I'm really happy that they included it in this kit. So this is a piece of history, and it also shows us a glimpse of how people were thinking back in the time. I find it really interesting that they had a girl on the front of the box, and yet none of these pictures would, for the 1950s, have been girl-themed. And I'm not assigning it, I'm just saying for the 50s, this would technically have been boy-themed. Don't worry about the rest, I'm gonna figure something out. So even though the plug itself seems pretty rusty, I'm sure I can figure it out. And as we can see from this piece here, part of it has already been done, but the paint looks really vibrant. I don't know if this is a sample from the kit itself or if the person who had it before gave it a try. So we're definitely going to check it out. But before we do that, the kit does say in a very tiny little spot, made in the USA. And we do have the company name, Home Foundry. Let's see what we can find online. Holy car! Oh my god! Okay, hang on. I have goosebumps. What? Okay, hang on. Wow. So, I was able to put in the name of Home Foundry Wonder Pen Burning Kit. And it shows up in the magazine called Popular Mechanics from December 1939. What? 1939. This makes it officially the oldest kit I have ever bought or explored so far on this channel. And if you're thinking of saying,
"But Jakey, how do you know this is the right version of the kit?"
Stop it! Don't ever defy me again, ever! If you do, that means you have a brain of your own, and I respect that. If we look at the ad for this Wonder Pen, we'll see that the actual box looks very similar to the top part of our box. So take a look at this ad. You see Wonder written on top pretty big, the girl on the right, and the silhouette of the boy on the left. And if we look again at the kit that I bought, it has the same layout. And it does say that it includes the watercolor, the brush, and it was for $19.39, $2. It's possible this kit was out before the ad. Usually that's what it is. So let's take a look at what $2 in 1939 translates to today's money. This kit is 80 years old. It's a very respectable senior citizen. It's aged so far pretty well. If we look at the inflation calculator for $2, if you bought it in 1939, in today's money, this kit would cost approximately $36.92, which is a really expensive kit, which just goes to show what kind of person would have been able to technically afford something like this back in the days. So you had to have been upper middle class in order to get something pretty expensive for a kit. So since I'm not really good with knowing technical things and electrical stuff, I sent a message to my brother and asked him if it would be safe for me to technically use this plug, and this was his response. I think if you sand it a bit, it might just work. And then he just kept repeating might and might and might. So at least if he doesn't hear from me in 10 minutes, I know that he's gonna call the safety things to make sure I'm okay. So what I'm going to be using are craft sanding items that I got from the Sophie and Toffee premium box. Not sponsored, not affiliated. And according to my brother, the reason we need to sand it is because we want it to have good contact with the actual electricity thing. I don't know if I was supposed to wipe it. I guess I'll wipe it with a dry thing. So let's give it a bit of a sand. So as you can see, here's the before and after of sanding it. There's still some bit of rust, but I guess the most important thing would be to have contact. So let's give it a try. I'm so scared right now. I don't know why. Why am I risking this? I'm doing it for you, Greens, because I love you with
every grain of salt in my soul.
And also because I like experimenting, so it's no one's fault but mine. Alright, so moment of truth. I took an extension so that I don't ruin the plug directly in my wall, which I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm so scared. So scared. Okay. Oof. My voice doesn't always go this high pitch, but I feel like... Okay, look, this is how scared I am. I'm having, like, I have goosebumps right now. I don't want to do it.
One eternity later.
Alright, I think it's enough time delaying. I've just walked around, I had my neighbor come over, I definitely diddled. I was just chatting with my neighbor because I'm so scared. Let's just take the leap and go for it. I am such a chicken. I am such a chicken. I'm such a chicken. I'm such a chicken. Is this even gonna fit? And that's as far as it goes in. I hope that's enough to feed it, but let's try the other side. Nope, this way. Alright, it's in. Let's wait and see if this part heats up. So as I mentioned, there was one plaque that was already made, and then this one that was slightly made. I think the person who started it may have given up very quickly, so we're gonna go with Pete. And how is this doing? Ooh, I can feel the heat all the way up here. That is crazy. There's no age group written on this. Hang on. I want to put this in perspective. This craft kit was released on the same year that World War II started, 1939. This is how old this kit is. Wow. At least I'm glad the plug didn't like blow up in my face. Okay, so let's do a test of the heat. Oh, that is hot. Let's see. Oh, wow. That is really hot. Can you just use the tip? Oh, it smells like wood on fire here. That is really, really cool. So you have to go really slow to get all the edges done. That is hot. Wait, did I just quote Will Smith?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish off what this person started. I think for these parts, I'm supposed to shade them by actually, because we don't have the instructional sheet. Oh, wow, that really caught on. Look at that. So I think my goal is to make these darker areas burnt and then the outline. So let's do that. So as I started using the wood burning tool, of course I was a little clumsy, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly. And I have to admit, it was actually pretty fun. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to put anything to cover my nose, but yeah, I was sniffing burnt wood. I also don't know if I'm doing it right. But then again, I was having fun, so I honestly lost track of time. There's no age on this package, so I have no idea if this is a kit for kids back then, or if this was meant as a hobby for adults. And here is Pete. I definitely wanted to change whatever was in his mouth to be a little leaf, because that's how we roll here in the Salt Shaker family. And I have to admit, this machine got really hot. Even holding it where they had that little corkboardy thing, this one over here, ended up being a little unbearable. So I found myself starting over here and then making my way all the way up here so that I don't get burnt. Now it's time to test out the colors that we got. So there we go. I'm pretty sure it said that these were watercolors, but you can't be too sure. Maybe it was stained, so I guess we'll figure it out. But from the picture that we have over here, the colors seem really absolutely vibrant. And we seem to have white, red, yellow, and black. Not that many colors. I really would have preferred if there was some kind of blue, but guess we'll just make do with what we get. The brush is really, really soft, so I feel really bad at using it, considering it's pretty old, but what's the point of this if I'm not gonna use it? And here we go. Just gonna activate all of them, and then afterwards, let's do swatches. Here we go with our first swatch of red. That is quite vibrant. Here's yellow, also pretty vibrant. And last but not least, on the white paper, here's our black. These are really nice colors. I hope there's no lead in them. As much as I've been having fun burning the wood, I have to admit that using the watercolor paints was not as fun as it sounded, or even as they made it seem on the sample. The brush is extremely flimsy. Having to work with only technically two colors, which is red and yellow, gave me a very limited color palette. And of course we have white and black, but I mean, how much more can we do other than the variation of the exact same tones, and of course orange. So with the flimsiness of the brush itself, and white was extremely opaque, I had to be very careful to not cover any of the detail on our little Pete. Even though part of me would have really loved to make more brown color, I didn't have that option. And so here's Pete all done. I have to admit, even though the paints are pretty, The project itself and the kit itself kept me busy and feeling pretty relaxed. If we look at the sample though, it feels like maybe this kit had some kind of varnish because the Manhunter here is pretty glossy. There's no way for me to seal in peat. So I'm starting to wonder whether the sample is just nicer or the person who sold this to me made it seem incomplete. Or maybe it is incomplete. So even though this was made in 1939, something like this, in today's money, even though back then it was $2, this is about $37. They could have definitely given us a better brush, almost forgot the word, and added the color blue so that our color variety pool is suddenly way bigger. Yep, the salt, right at the end. At least it made it. What do you grains think? If this kit, as it is, was $37, would you pick it up? Or do you find that it has its shortcomings? Let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know more craft kits that you feel nostalgic about. So old craft kits. We're not talking about anything in the 2000s. Let's go 90s, 80s, and way further. I did pick a few up, but keep those suggestions coming. If you want to watch the previous vintage is what I mean, craft kit, make sure you check it up here. And if you want to watch a salty video, because y'all love salt, make sure you check it down here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.